All right, guys, welcome back. Chief Kirk for Carvology. Today we're talking a little bit about stance, fighting stance, and I'm just going to take you through it. I'm in what we call a passive or neutral stance right now. And one of the discussions I've been having with my students in class is when you step into a fighting stance and you're ready to fight and ready to move, the more that you hunker down, the more real estate you sort of gobble up with your feet, the more likely it is that you're going to be using mostly punches to defend yourself or to make combatives. So I have an exercise for you to try today, and I want your feedback. So at the end of it, do your exercise. Exercise is probably the wrong word. People are already confused. I have something for you to try, right? So I want you to step into a pretty deep fighting stance. You'll feel when you're there, you feel like you're making these punches, and you're going through and making punches, and you feel good because you're hunkered down. And it's sort of like you're gaining power to create, you're gaining the ability through your wide stance to create speed and power through your range of motion when you're punching, okay? But the two things that this does in terms of limitations, the first of the two is that when I'm out like this, I have to stand back up and get my center of gravity up and then make a big shift to one foot or the other to make a kick, for instance, right? So kicking is compromised with the more you hunker down in your stance, or the more your stance grows, either forward or out to the side, and more specifically both, right? Forward and out to the side. The other thing I want you to feel is, though, when you're in this stance, your elbows sometimes only get maybe as far as your toe or less. And there's a reason for that. Because we've stretched the hip out so far in our stance, our hip doesn't rotate the way we want to and doesn't release the elbow forward the way we want it to. So I want you to try this next exercise a little bit. Oh, I said exercise again. But it means try something. It doesn't mean push-ups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a smaller stance. I'm going to turn my foot slightly. Still going to be in this stance. And I'm going to be able to move my feet back and forth and be able to do the things I want to do in terms of weight transfer more quickly. And what you'll find in this stance is you're able to release kicks more quickly, right? You're able to do switches into kicks. You're also able to, in this stance, when you clear and make elbows, you're able to step directionally much more quickly. And you will find your elbows are actually, at least in a relative term, longer, right? You don't actually grow a longer elbow, but you get the idea. So here's what I want you to try. Get in a long fighting stance. See if you can make a front kick or a round kick quickly. And then throw your elbow and see how long your elbow is relative to the front toe, the toe in front. This is on my left side, right? Then stand up, make 2/3 of a stance, turn your foot slightly, make sure you can move, right? Make sure you can do the things you want to do with your weight transfer. Try a front kick or a round kick, and try an elbow. Here's what you're going to find. A slightly smaller stance with your center of gravity slightly higher creates quicker, or it allows you to more quickly do weight transfer. It allows for the kicks to come more quickly. And it actually, relative to your stance, allows you to throw elbows, which are the shorter combatives, in a longer range of motion, right? So try, hopefully that's clear. Try this. When you're done, come back, leave a comment, and let me know what you think about shortening your stance up and standing up just a little bit, right? Don't send me a comment, oh, someone's going to take a single leg or double leg. I understand the pros and cons of going down and going up. And in reality, when I'm down like this, it's harder for me to shoot back than it is to just kick back with my hips if someone's doing single leg, double leg type takedowns. So I'm not looking for a critique on the different stances based on content that's outside the context of this conversation. Check your kicks, check your elbows. Your kicks will come quicker, your elbows will be longer. You might like to shorten up or make your stance a little smaller. I think you'll find it useful for your combatives. Subscribe, like whatever there is to like. What else, producer? That's it. Subscribe and like and comment. Comment on this stuff. Kira.